You know, if not for us fucking around. Hey, oh, we got demonetized already. If not for us fucking around last week, like I actually listened to our podcast last week. It was only like 45 minutes, but if you were watching live, it seemed like it was a lot longer.
Yep, I see JV Potato is back with us tonight.
You know what I spent the last couple of days doing?
Oh, God.
I may choke on air.
Oh, God.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. Hi, Jeff McKinney.
Running a little late. There's some potatoes going in here. Oh, Kristen's in the house. Rhett's in the house. Jim's here. Dan's here.
Rhett, explain to me what a jalapeno vodka Caesar cocktail is. It sounds delicious and gross at the same time, depending on
is there
like
Worcestershire sauce and anchovies in it? I mean, he doesn't seem to be busy typing.
There's a delay. Don't talk shit. It's like fun. I was looking up the recipe.
A 1-year-old stowaway.
But so you're talking about a Caesar salad. For some reason, I thought you were talking about a cocktail for a second.
Yeah, so did I. I think that's because everybody was saying, "What are you drinking?"
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess afterwards, you fucking after you eat the lettuce, you just can't let the vodka go to waste.
Brad's drinking the Lampshade Party Ale. That is going to be our Friday Instagram or post, Brad. So
It's a cocktail. What the fuck is a Caesar cocktail? I feel like you're burying the lead, bro.
Does it have glass in it so it stabs you 1,000 times on the way down?
You know, you can only drink it on March 15th.
All right. So we're doing both stories.
Yeah.
I kind
You
of
know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It's a Bloody Mary, but like instead of being tomato based, it's like mayonnaise.
Raw eggs, olive oil.
Caesar salad. You throw it in a blender, pour in some vodka, puree it.
The Bloody Mary using clamato.
Oh,
Is that really? Oh, okay. All right. Guess it's a Canadian thing.
Find that. I'm okay with that.
Brad, you're from Iowa. It's like a Canadian Midwestern thing.
Clamato's a thing back in Iowa, man.
Nah, I mean it exists. I don't know anybody that drinks this stuff.
I think the only time I've had it is either in red beers or
so it's a Bloody Mary, but they use Clamato. So it's basically a Bloody Mary. Like, I get it. I like to, you know, I do my Bloody Marys, you know, fresh tomatoes off the vine, pickle juice. Pickle juice, very important. A lot of people don't know.
I'm sure you have an avocado in there somehow.
Yeah, I'll put an avocado. I put an avocado in everything. I put that shit on everything.
Did you give me an intro?
Yeah, I did.
Kristen wants an after party tonight. Just a heads up.
I'm only drinking one beer. I don't know about that.
I mean, I'm drinking one beer, but I can stay up a little bit. You know, I got my big workout regimen.
I'm drinking workout.
Yeah. I see Eccles. His way of losing weight is shaving his playoff beard. That's good.
Fucking fantasy football. Fuck that shit. All right.
You have to talk about your your fantasy football loss. You have to mention it.
Yeah. You can mention it. You're the vampire. And then I'll chime in.
That's actually the best part about being the vampire is like you get to a point you're like, yeah, I'm done. I don't have to pay attention.
Welcome to every season for Ruyak.
If I'd actually paid attention this year, I might have actually won one more game.
There you go. Hey, Lori.
Live large. All right. Let's see. Oh, let me start recording. Didn't sound too bad last week, huh?
Yeah, it was all right.
You know what I didn't realize, which is awesome. What is it? StreamYard records it for you and keeps it for 15 days.
Oh, there we
I
go.
was really starting to freak out because YouTube wasn't like YouTube. After you do a live session, like a few hours later, you'll be able to download it. But I was like 12, 13 hours after the show and it still wasn't releasing it for download. I was like, oh, what the hell? And then I looked at StreamYard and it's like, oh yeah, you want to download it? Here you go. And they did audio, not YouTube audio. So it sounds a lot better.
Oh, dude. Hey, somebody just slid into my DMs. Let me read this one to you. The Caesar salad was invented in 1969 by restaurant manager Walter Schell of the Calgary Inn. That I know. In Calgary, Alberta, Canada. He devised the cocktail after being tasked to create a signature drink for Calgary Inn's new Italian restaurant. Oh. No, okay, I got it. The Caesar cocktail was invented in Calgary. It was like some dude in New York that invented the Caesar salad.
Caesar Cardini at Cardini's.
Yeah, at Cardini's.
You can still get their dressing at the store.
Yeah, what's that? Who goes to the store? Nobody.
I can make Caesar dressing, but it's a pain in the ass. Oosh. Takes a long time.
So I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram, I put up, should I drink the Tiny Umbrella IPA or should I drink this chocolate stout? And I said, okay, you guys tell me. I don't know if you guys can see this. 100% of the votes was for the chocolate stout.
Nice.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I'm going to drink the IPA. All right. All right. You guys all set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I have been ready since first call. Roll.
All right. Here we go.
At the sound of the tone, the official "We Like Drinking Time" will be 5 o'clock. Commence consumption.
This week on episode 310 of the We Like Drinking podcast, we'll be discussing make-believe hangover cures, alleged fantasy football championships, and it's motherfucking New Year's Eve. So woo! So crack open that beer, Tylenol, unscrew that Gatorade, and let's get drinking. I may have come in a little too hot for some of y'all. If you're listening.
Oh, the MFer?
No, a little loud
Oh.
for the Friday morning release.
Oh.
It's weird. I totally hear the music this week.
It's amazing. It's amazing what Amazon can do to help solve problems. Don't yell at me, John. I ordered it from Amazon. I didn't go to Radio Shack. That's the sound.
I thought, if you'd have walked down I-25 or for just a couple of miles, you probably could have found that part in the gravel on the side of the road.
Probably. That sounds like a good use of my time.
Or if you had spent 2 hours in line In-N-Out burger up at Interquest, someone probably would have dropped that part out of the window.
Did you also see that 60 people that work there tested positive for COVID?
Oh no!
Oh,
Is that a surprise?
No.
Allegedly.
There's no way that they could consider that a super spreader event. 20 hours a day of a mile-long line and 60 people at the store test positive.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
I cannot even come close to keeping up with the chat. I see Coke. I see something about Coke, and there's a whole lot of.
I see. I like it spicy.
That's probably JVB talking about his potatoes. So here's my podcast drinking friends, and welcome to Happy Hour 310 of your favorite award-winning topical beer and wine education podcast, focusing on fun.
My salad just arrived.
Is it a Caesar?
Yeah, I'm gonna drink the dressing afterwards too.
You never miss another episode of our brand of drinking fun by visiting WeLikeDrinking.com/subscribe. Subscribe.
That's when you say it fast, it sounds like.
Oh, I see. You can tell there's not a whole lot of order to the show tonight. We'll see if we can fix that. But this is kind of the last / first episode of the years. We're recording this on December 29th of 20 shitty, but we're releasing it on January 1st of 2021.
So to your ears in 2021, we just ruined your whole year already. You had such high hopes, and then this shit got downloaded onto your phone.
This hit your ear holes.
Sorry.
JVB, last week's show was awesome. I don't want to hear that shit.
No,
It was great. I actually listened to it. It was good.
So tonight, let's find out who we got on the show and what they're drinking before we get into the rest of the festivities. We're joined by our usual panel members. We have our California Sustainable Wine Growing Ambassador and recovering wine blogger. How many years now? What's your chip?
Yeah, I probably haven't posted anything at StayRabWineblog.com in probably a year and a half. And then maybe before that, it was another year before then. I don't know. Go check it out. I'll take the clicks. It's still up. I'm not ashamed of it. Eccles, when he stopped doing his blog thing, he fucking sold his URL to some porn site or something. So
I nuked that. It sells shoes now, I think. I don't know where. I don't know how thelonelyvine.com equals shoes. Okay.
That totally sounds like some carbon neutral shoes. The Lonely Vine.
Our commercial brewer and snake wrangler, John Riak.
I am here, yes.
And I am your host and certified specialist of wine, Jeff Eccles. So it's our New Year's Eve episode. We're going to talk about what we're drinking. We're going to do some New Year's resolutions. We're going to do the wine, beer, pop. And then we've got some news stories. I don't know if they'll touch last week's news stories, but we'll see what we can do. So John Riak, you're drinking one beer tonight. What's it?
I am drinking a Sierra Nevada Celebration Ale.
You've been touting that one a little bit this year.
You know what? I picked it up as one of a sixer at Smith's, and they way overcharge at $9.99 for picking out 6 different beers. But it's much better than last year's iteration, so I picked up a 6-pack right before Christmas and had one with my son at Christmas on Christmas, and well, I've got 2 left, and one of them's here. So there's 1 left now. Well, 1 2/3.
Right.
Very piney. I have no idea what the hops are in it, but it clocks in at 6.8% and probably about 65 IBUs.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Salomon.
What you see if you're watching live, as you ought to do every Tuesday night at 7:30-ish Pacific at welikedrinking.com/show. What you see on your screen is an upside down Day of the Dead inspired skull. Why is it upside down? Because fucking Stone has this whole movement now where all of their labels are upside down, just so they can have this dumb joke on the side that says "Leave no stone unturned." Haha, that's great. But I'm trying to run a podcast and I can't read the specs to anybody here. This is the Stone Buenaveza salt and lime Mexican style craft lager. I think it's the perfect way to close out 2020 because it's something that none of you want to hear about, but it's all I want. It's delicious. And like, there, no joke, you get a little bit of lime pulp like when you're drinking this, like just a bit. And I find it like really exciting. It's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, you actually you get pieces of lime
You'll
pulp
get like just randomly, like just a little chunk here or there. Don't pour it in a glass. It might be something else.
I took it to just Jeff Solomon. I talked about last week how I went with your Christmas idea of going out and getting multiple crowlers for people. I gave one to a friend, and I gave one set to a friend and kept one set for myself, obviously, because that's how you Christmas.
That's so nice.
And I put it out to the crew, to the Instagrams tonight. I said, okay, I've got this Red Leg Crowler chocolate stout, and I have from Cerberus their Tiny Umbrella Party IPA. I showed the back of the can, which was probably the first mistake I made, because there it said it had the ABV and the IPA was 7% and the stout was 7.8. So honestly, the chocolate stout got 100% of the votes. So I'm drinking a crowler of this 7.8% chocolate stout. And it is velvety smooth, Jeff Solomon. It is going down like water tonight. So
nice. And to those of you not watching live, I don't know if and here I am drinking my Mexican style lager from a can. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody drink straight from a crowler before, but respect, bro. Respect.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. For the New Year's Eve episode of the award-winning Drinking Podcast.
I can tell you, like, I feel like a crowler, if we were all like gathering somewhere, I think a crowler is the perfect thing to be holding with you, like at a party, drinking straight from the shit. I mean, depending on the party,
That's what the Edward Scissorhands contest. It should be out of crowlers, right?
Oh yeah. Is that what they called it? We just called it duct tape 40s.
That's right.
You can't do anything until I think if you finish the first, they're allowed to take that off, and then you got the other one.
It is #smooth, Kristen. #smooth.
Oh man. Duct tape 40s.
One beer before we even get to the first bit.
What is the first bit?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. What's going on? Let's do it. Let's get to
wine, beer, spirit, or pop culture reference. Most everybody knows what's going on in this segment, but if you don't, I'm gonna give these two guys a term, and everybody out there that's watching live on YouTube this term, and they're going to try to guess if what I'm referencing is a wine term, a beer term, a spirit term, or something to do with pop culture reference. So, do we have drum roll, rim shot, something? No. This week's term is thermopolium. Termopolium. All righty.
I'm not even going to try. Like, you need to go put that in the show notes and you need to spell it for us. Because if you're going to bring that kind of nonsense on the show, you need to do the work.
Can I do that? Termopolium. All right, I'll get to it. But termopolium is spelled Termopolium.
Any like accentos, anything like that?
Nothing, straight up. So I'm gonna, you know what? Let's just start with Eccles this week. He seems befuddled, but he may come up with something interesting.
Termopolium. Termopolium. JVB already knows it again. That guy.
Yeah, we need to keep this guy from, reading stuff.
Termopolium.
Termopolium.
Say, what is it, John? What's that, John?
Termopolium.
Termo.
Termo.
Termopolium.
Termopolium. Okay. Originally, I was going to say that this had something to do with term limits or imposed term limits, something to do with the election, which would have pissed half our listeners off. So I'm not going to go there.
Which half?
I'm not even touching that one.
With the termopolium.
Termopolium.
Why do I know where you're going?
This is a pop culture reference. This is Jeff Solomon's experienced a termopolium.
Have I?
Yeah, yeah.
It was an unfortunate hurdling accident.
It happens sometimes when somebody's doing something to potatoes. No, hold on. So you guys have heard that we did a beer mile one time.
Oh,
Jeff
yeah.
and I did a beer mile.
I remember.
I don't even know if Solomon's finished yet. I mean, I crushed him that epically in that, and he had a mishap during the race that's officially known as a termopolium, and it happens when you tear your stomach open and release its contents outside your garage, possibly on your garbage pail. Termopolium.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so we have a pop culture reference from Eccles.
Yeah.
All right, Solomon. What do you think? Has the trash can lid recovered or what? From your termopolium.
Eccles barely remembers that night, and I'm gonna let him have his little, oh yeah, this is exactly how things went. No, that's not true. I like the unfortunate hurtling accident. It's what you say when they ask if you're okay. You got termopolium. No, actually, no. This is a pop culture reference. I didn't know that it was all fused together. I thought it was actually like three words. I thought that this is a pop culture reference. This is the actress from The Cosby Show who played Rudy Huxtable, Termopolium.
You know what? That's pathetic.
Termopolium. She played Rudy.
I like Lori's answer the best.
Lori from Dracaena Wines wins it.
Yeah.
Termopolium is when you tear a new hole from pole dancing.
Ouch.
Ouch.
I mean, yeah.
Why I only did it once.
All right, John. Save us.
Thermopolium is recently in the news, just as Jim mentioned, that it is a fast food outlet in old Pompeii. They just recently uncovered a food vendor, and the paint was still intact and everything like else. And that's where people would just walk up and sit down and eat fast food on the Avenida or whatever.
Get themselves
the Appia, get some old Pompeian fast food at the Thermopolium. There you have it. I thought it was pretty cool. If you look up the stuff, the pictures of that, and see some of the painting and the pots where they kept the food for people to serve it and stuff like that, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thermopolium. Well, that's not what I read in the news story that I read. So anyway.
That's awesome. Yep. I saw the headline multiple times, but I never fell for the bait. I did not click through, or I may have gotten that one, or it was a hurtling accident for Solomon. That was a good one.
If it involves stitches in a place that the sun doesn't reach, it's never good.
Before we move on, we want to remind everybody, we've got Lori in the chat tonight. She's watching live. We want to remind everybody of the amazing deal that she is hooking up for you guys and us. It's a win-win-win. That's what we're calling it, the win-win-win special. This is where if you go to welikedrinking.com/wine, you'll be taken to the Dracino Wines shopping cart where you can go ahead and order their wine, their Cabernet Franc, their Rosé. Oh no, that's sold out. You can't. But you can get the Cab Franc, you can get their Reserve, you can get their Standard. I don't think it's called Standard. What's it called? Oh, this is going to be bad. Reserve and Classic. That's what it is. Sorry about that, Lori. And use WLD at checkout. You'll get 5% off your order and will get 5% of the order just for you going to order that. Dracino Wines wins because you order their wine. We win because we get a little bit of coin. You win because you get some award-winning, stellar Paso Cabernet Franc. And it is amazeballs.
Yeah. While you're wetting your beak on some delicious Cabernet Franc, we're going to wet our beaks too.
Doing
bit of that.
It's that bird that dips its beak into the
Where
red
the
liquid.
where that one crazy bird.
So be sure to check that out. welikedrinking.com/wine. Order some up. Send us some pictures. Get the wine. Drink the wine. Order more. It's like wash, repeat.
Yeah. Rinse, repeat.
Yeah. Your friend, your buddy Chad is on Facebook right now. Like, anybody got any good podcast recommendations? Oh, yeah, the We Like Drinking podcast. They're the best. Oh, the We Like Drinking podcast. What are they all about? They're kind of like that bird. They got the crazy bird that does the like whoop,
Doesn't he have a top hat on too?
the top hat.
No,
Well,
he's
that's
on-
otherwise
New Year's Eve.
he won't bounce down without the top hat.
It's not. It's a crowler. It's not a top hat.
Oh,
Okay. All right. This thing's. It's,
are we 40 minutes in yet, or we're off the rails?
well,
We
here-
like drinking.com/wine. Put in the code WLD and check out. And
There-
for a limited time, get a crazy bird. They go,
That's very limited.
that part's not true.
It just.
They're already gone, actually.
Speaking of just ended. No. Let's see. Do you guys want to do resolutions first, or do you want to do booze? Booze?
I want you to talk about your fantasy football loss real quick. We haven't talked fantasy football all year. I think it's very important for everybody to know Jeff Eccles, a loser again. Tremendous loss.
I am the king of the losers. Is it seriously my third year in a row of finishing second?
There's I believe a T-shirt from that stylish company, No Fear, that says "Second place is the first loser," and I believe like Jeff Eccles is going to say that on his tombstone. May you live to be 150 years old, but may I live to be 142, so I could see that tombstone.
Thanks,
It says second place is the first loser.
So the season came to an end for our fantasy football league. We've been doing it every year. It's a lot of fun. As usual, Jeff Solomon wasn't in the running. John Ruyak wasn't in the running.
I made the
I
playoffs
was a
couple years ago.
vampire. I didn't even draft. It was essentially a 13-team league.
There you go. Or 15, right?
Whatever. How many people? I don't know.
I don't know. So, we had the finals this past weekend. Jeremy from the Felton Coverage Bridge versus me, main Jeff was in there as well. And, Jeremy had a fantastic team. He went, 14-1 on the season, I think.
That's pretty good.
One loss in week 8 to main Jeff, to me.
Okay.
So he came in with a little revenge on his mind. The Miami Dolphins got to sip from their champagne bottles when I defeated him, and that was the last undefeated team. So he came in a little mad into the finals. I came out to a big lead. I got some San Francisco 49ers coming back. I got the tight end coming back. I made a good showing. And then Sunday came. He just wiped the floor with me. It wasn't even close.
Look, going into Monday, you were only down by 40.
Yeah.
And you had Stephon Diggs left. And if anybody is gonna pull off a 40-point miracle on Monday night, it's Stephon Diggs. By the way, how many points did he pull off on Monday?
41.
So you should have won then, right?
Well, unfortunately, he had the quarterback that was throwing to Diggs. Raced all my games. So congratulations, Jeremy. You took me out behind the woodshed and gave me a JVB style potato.
Wow. That was intense. Yeah, it's never good going into the last game and you're like, all I need is for my wide receiver to go off while his starting quarterback gets injured throwing an interception on the first play. That's all I need to have happen. That's never good.
That's all I need. All right.
So congratulations, Jeremy. You're going to be the vampire next season. It's going to be great. Oh, man. Miracles do happen.
All right.
From first to worst, baby.
Moving on. Let's do this. Booze News. We discuss interesting, noteworthy, or sometimes some pretty silly things. We got a couple for you this week. We're going to start off with the help. They're both pretty helpful. Let's start off with the big one first. Brewdog. You guys know Brewdog. We talked about
those guys.
I know Brewdog. I loved when they used to have a show on the Esquire network. Does that network still exist? But that was a good show. And
yeah.
I've had their punk IPA. I've actually been to Brewdog in Florence, Italy.
Nice.
That's right. Some people are going to look at Michelangelo's David, and I'm going to Brewdog.
That's a tough call. That's a tough call right there. Brewdog sent out a tweet a couple weeks ago. Dear people of the world, 10 solid gold Punk IPA cans are hidden in Punk 12 packs, which will ship from our online shop over the next 4 weeks. Winner receives a gold can worth about $20,000. $10,000 of BrewDog shares and a VIP tour of the brewery. Now, of the 10, 9 have already been claimed, but Charlie, there's still one golden can out there. So get to brewdog.com or whatever the hell their website is and order them up.
Oh man, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of like, you're saying Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. To me, it just reminds me of like when Monopoly from McDonald's was first released.
Yes.
And by the way, if you've never seen McMillions, the documentary about the whole Monopoly at McDonald's scam, it's like the greatest thing ever. But yeah, I mean, that's cool. And here's what that does, right? For that, you know, however much they spent, it's an ad campaign that kind of carries itself, right? Because people looking for a prize. And what you're doing is it's the person who's at the grocery store that's like, I'm just getting an IPA. And they're like, I could get this Stone over here, or I could get this BrewDog. And they're pretty similar in terms of how they're going to taste. And one of them, I might win a solid gold can. So I'll do that. And I'll actually give the shares back to BrewDog if I don't have to go on the tour. So win-win for everybody.
Yeah, only if one of the other persons is like sucked into a TV and disappears. You know, it's you know, I'm glad that
I want the Squell beer now.
You know, I'm glad that you read it, and then I didn't realize, because I did read the Twitter posting, but they mailed these out. Can you imagine a gazillion people running around to liquor stores and picking up 12 packs of beers? This one not heavy enough. Because what I mean, seriously, Solomon, what would a solid gold can, 12-ounce can weigh? Like 15 pounds?
I have to believe. Well, shit, it's worth a lot, but I have to believe, like, no, the can's still empty inside, but what would be aluminum is solid gold.
Okay, but it says solid gold, but
solid gold punk ice.
This is solid aluminum. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right.
I think you're right. But
yeah, I mean, when you think about it, it said the can's worth what, 15,000 pounds?
Yeah.
Which would be about 4.5 ounces. That makes about the right amount of sense. But I mean, I still think people would go around lifting up 12 packs and going, no, this isn't it. No. That would have been way more fun to watch.
Right.
Just to see a stampede of everybody running into all these liquor stores all over the planet, picking up and shaking 12 packs of beer to see if there's a solid gold can in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like Jim is saying, as somebody's stocking the shelves, they're like, oh, wait.
Oh, that's totally how it works. Yeah. It's the store owner that's like, yeah, just this one's not going on the floor. And you know, I don't know if you guys know this. I used to work at a record store.
Really? What was that?
Back in the olden days, a little bit of the 1900s, if I'm being honest. But like, you know, it's really cute when you see people like going on like dives through like all the used records trying to find like some gem, like, oh, I'm gonna get like this like epic, you know, I'm gonna get the Beatles Butcher cover and I'm gonna flip it for $1,500, and they're searching through like the bargain bin, and it's like, you jackass, how do you think that gets onto the floor? That goes through all the employees, you dummy. So yeah, those don't make it. I'm sorry, everybody that's like searching for those don't make it to the floor.
No. You're not gonna find the super crazy antique in the pawn shop. It's not gonna happen.
Those are on eBay.
Yeah, that's where you get those finds.
That's on the Antiques Roadshow.
Yes. So pretty cool, BrewDog. Shocking that the first 9 went so fast. Again, John, because those 10, 12 packs are sitting somewhere special at BrewDog, and so they're like, yeah, okay, we're gonna send the first 9 out in the first 2 weeks, and then this one we're gonna save to build the drama up until somebody named Charlie orders a 12er. Okay. Anything else on that, you guys?
No.
Okay.
It's just magic. It's just going to be a magical tour. Just make sure you follow all the rules, everybody.
Follow all that is key. Watch what you sign.
Pure imagination.
When was the last time we got through a show without somebody singing? Like, it's like we like drinking until we get to karaoke. That's pretty much what.
That's how it works. You drink and then you sing. Everybody.
So the next, I know a lot of you are listening on Friday morning. Your head might be it might be pounding a little bit. Don't worry. We Like Drinking is here for you. From thebeat.com, whatever that is, 5 natural hangover remedies that really work, according to a doctor. So here we go. And I got to start right here. If you're really looking for advice on how to cure a hangover, do you want a medical professional or do you want somebody that deals with hangovers like on the weekly?
Yeah, I think that is, and by the way, for those that are wondering, like the beet is BEET, like they're all about vegetables and stuff like that. But yeah, I would much rather say 5 natural cures from a hangover from Johnny down the street,
Right?
because he knows.
Yeah.
Johnny down the street knows.
Yes, Johnny down the street knows. All right, so here we go. 5 guys. Feast your ear holes on these winners. Number 1, ginger and peppermint tea to help with nausea.
I do have to say,
Uh-huh.
it's not going to get rid of your hangover.
No.
However, ginger is great for when the tummy hurts.
It is.
It is.
And peppermint oil can significantly reduce the frequency of nausea, vomiting, retching. That's a word you want to hear when you're hungover, isn't it?
Retching.
Like they already said vomiting and then they put retching too. So is there a distinction? Like I've gone my whole life thinking that they were the same thing. Retching is the dry heave.
Dry heave. That are way worse than the actual vomiting. Like
exactly. If you're going to go through all that pain, you might as well be productive.
Yeah. Look, if you're retching, drink more water, and then it becomes vomit. That's how it works.
Okay.
You need to hydrate your life, bro.
Yeah. So if you're all hungover, get yourself some dried ginger, and some peppermint tea leaves in a pot of hot water, and make yourself some tea.
Because when you're hungover, just like a craft fucking herbal tea.
Yes.
I think is perfect. Homemade. Yeah, just shave some ginger and some peppermint. Just peppermint laying around in my house because that's normal.
The chat is just lighting up with all the vomit jokes.
Rhett just killed it with the visual joke. That was awesome.
Rhett going for retching. Chris said retching is when there's nothing left. That's
right.
I'm going to save it. Retch has Retch has the ultimate actual cure. All right, so when you're really hungover, you really want to throw some solid smells at yourself, like ginger and peppermint. You just want those aromas wafting into your nose holes. Number 2, turmeric to alleviate headache and pains.
Come on.
What?
It's just stupid. Yeah, bro.
But-
Have you tried turmeric? It does everything. And then you look at your fingers afterwards and you go, what have I done? And then you start retching some more. Fucking turmeric fingers are the worst.
This next one's
Again, you're just hungover. You're like, oh, I'm going to make some samosas.
I just want some ramen. That's all right. So turmeric, its active ingredient is curcumin.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Curcumin.
Sure.
Lori says arsenic gets rid of hangovers
too.
and
What kind of doctor? Where'd you get your doctorate? Please tell me you mailed away for it.
the beat.com. But turmeric has some anti-inflammatory properties, and it can work well to reduce inflammation and pain. Okay, number 3, potassium-rich foods like avocado, banana, and leafy greens.
I dare you, after you've been retching, to eat some bananas and leafy greens. I dare you.
Make yourself some toast and then just smash some mushy avocado and bananas all over the toast. Top it with some leafy greens.
Spinach.
Look,
Kale.
that whole thing.
Tea.
I'm not even, we'll get to whatever the write-up says in a little bit. Like, I get it. If you're dehydrated, you don't want to just drink water. Like, you want your electrolytes. You need the sodium. You need the potassium working in conjunction. I get that. But it's like, yeah, I'm just going to shove some bananas down my throat as opposed to, I don't know, open up a Gatorade.
You gotta shove them. Why can't you eat them? Why do you have to like shove them down your throat?
You're hungover. You're like fighting it. You're like, oh, banana. It's caught in your beard. Look at yourself in the mirror and start retching.
Okay. Oh, this is turning out so much better than I thought it would. Number 4, hydrating foods like watermelon, cantaloupe, and cucumbers.
Or, I'm just throwing this out.
Lots of fiber in your stomach after you've retched is not a great idea.
I'm just throwing this out there. Water.
Like
It's the key to life.
Like, if I put this into a real world context, I get the watermelon, I get the cucumber, but that potent smell of a cantaloupe while I'm retching just doesn't. It
Just
doesn't.
like a slightly overripe can.
While your wife is holding your hair out of the way, you're saying, "Hey, honey, can you go scoop some cantaloupe for me?"
Got little chunks dangling from your bangs. I just really need a watermelon right now.
It's magnesium, potassium, vitamin, all the stuff. Make a smoothie out of it. Watermelon.
Oh yeah, a loud blender. That's what you want.
And finally, number 5. After you've had all that and vomited / retched 27 times, coconut or plain water to increase water intake.
That's what water's for. Increasing your water intake. Interesting.
Look, there's 5 things on this list. There's only one number you need to remember. 2. A number 2 value meal at McDonald's. A sausage egg McMuffin with a large Coke. You might add a second sausage egg McMuffin to get it, but look, it's got the potassium, it's got the salt, it's got the sugar, it's got the greasy hash browns that everybody's talking about. You got 2, the number 2.
Yeah. And
$5.81 nationwide. Your hangover's gone in about an hour.
The super wide McDonald's straw, so when you drink the Coke, you immediately belch in somebody's face. That's glory days.
Yeah. The chat is just lighting up, but let me just break it all down to essentially what you're saying, John. Get yourself some greasy food, some Five Guys, some McDonald's, some Waffle House. Get yourself some food that's going to help you get back to sleep. And give you the hangover. Yes, Jeff Solomon. Jeff,
I just want
on the phone.
What's that, sir?
You look like you're looking up something on your phone. Like you're looking for.
This is me, and I'm holding a can of beer. But I'll tell you something, and I feel like it needs to be said. Like everybody's acting like, oh yeah, after New Year's, a hangover is the eventuality of New Year's. How about not?
Yeah,
How about you drink responsibly? I don't know. Maybe you take a break. Maybe, how about this? I know this is crazy. How about maybe, you have the champagne at midnight, but maybe before then, it's like from 11 to 12. Just drink some water, right? Have a couple beers, have a little wine earlier, give yourself a break, have the tiny little like cheap ass champagne that they give to everybody at midnight. And I know everybody's at home. Buy yourself some cheap champagne. You don't have to drink the whole bottle. You don't. Just a little sip, then fucking smash the glass and air your grievances with your loved ones. But yeah, you don't have to get a hangover. Everybody. Really, and I can't believe I'm the one saying this.
You know what? Airing grievances can be a problem because you can get a thermopolium if you're going around the Festivus pole.
And another thing, you keep tearing Napoleon.
Yeah, I think and we've talked about this so many times on the show.
I got some drops somebody sent me as a sample like 7 years ago when stayaroundwineblog.com was the thing. Still available at stayaroundwineblog.com. I got some drops that apparently will cure your hangover. They won't, but I got some.
Yeah, for us, especially us in the mountain and out west, you watch the ball drop Eastern Standard Time. You have your glass of champagne, and then night.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's really easy ways to not be hungover on New Year's Day.
Wake up in the morning, go hangover,
just and it's not always about overdoing it. Sometimes alcohol just hits you the wrong way.
Yeah,
I feel you. And then in those cases, what do we all do? Oh, I better open up some blog where somebody copied and pasted like ideas that have been circulating around for the last 20 years. I really need to know Susan from Connecticut's hangover cure recipe.
Natural.
It's natural.
I spent the night before putting
extra turmeric.
Tons of toxins in my buddies, so now I need the natural way to cure it.
Everybody's had that 2-beer hangover in the afternoon, right?
Yes.
The good news is McDonald's serve breakfast 24 hours a day. So you can still head down to the McDonald's, have someone drive you because you just had 2 beers and you got the hangover, but you can still order that number 2 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're good.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr. All right. Enough of that. Jim says, hashtag, I want to overshare my personal problems on social media when I'm drunk. So follow JVB on Instagram and Twitter. All the funsies. All right. Here we go. Every year around this time, it's coming down to it's the last week of December. And everybody's like, oh shit, I better come up with my New Year's resolutions. So that's what we did. I think yesterday I said New Year's resolutions on the show this week, and I didn't get a response from anybody. So I don't even know if they've done it. Have you done it?
I think you got your answer.
Excellent.
I've got a bunch of resolutions. Was I supposed to write them down, or am I supposed to actually think about them and do them?
Nah, you just say them on the show. That's good enough. And then because you'll follow through.
Yeah, you don't need to follow through. We're not going to remember what they are. Nobody cares. Like that's the other thing. Great way to go into a segment. Nobody really cares about anybody else's resolutions. I only care about my own.
Yeah. Well,
You're going to tell me, and I'm gonna be interested at the time. I'll forget in like 30 minutes.
all the 2020
And I'm
resolutions.
not gonna be walking around later like, fuck, what was Jeff's resolution again? This is fucking irritating. What was his resolution? It was
right.
really good.
So Simon, let's say if we have let's talk about our personal resolutions for the year and then our team company podcast resolutions for the year.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
what are some of your best screw you, Cody. Cody says my resolution is to start listening to better podcasts. Ryan joined us. He's going to drink more beer. And Kristen, yes, why, Cody? Those are boring as hell. So Jeff, personal resolutions for the year, and then what should our team resolutions be?
My personal resolution is, especially as things become safer, things start to open up, which actually, as you're listening on Friday morning, it's a new year, everything's perfect now. But as things start to open up in the future, I actually want to take advantage of my ability to like freely like leave my house and go like enjoy life. I've got this newfound love of restaurants through delivery over the last couple of months, and I'd like that to transition into like an actual like in-house experience. I'm gonna be fucking tipping like a motherfucker. People see me, they get scared, they're afraid to put me in a seat anywhere close to where other people can see me. But once they see my tips, they get stoked.
Did you say once they see your tits?
Tips.
Okay.
Tips. I flash myself and they go, I like that guy. He's on my wall of fame. Best customer ever.
All right. So your personal
my personal resolution is to go out to dinner more with my family. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I show my tits to everybody.
I'm the other Jeff. John, personal resolutions for 2021.
I've got a couple. First of all, I want to be a better brewer, so I've made a commitment to do some educational stuff. When we can see my kids more often, definitely more camping and backpacking with the wife in really cool places. And man, I'm gonna make it to Mexico.
There you go.
Yeah, two years in a row I've been ditched. I've had to cancel Mexico, one due to a death in the family, the other one due to a pandemic or something.
COVID in the family.
Yeah, I'm making it.
You're talking about to look for snakes. I was like,
yeah,
dude, let's talk about Cancun. Let's talk about Puerto Vallarta. Let's talk about Cabo San Lucas.
No, those places are too safe. I'm going to the dangerous parts.
There you go.
All right. I was looking at it more like personal goals related to the show, but whatever. So my resolutions for 2021 is to spend more time in local breweries, similar to what you're saying, Jeff, like getting out more, getting to more, meeting up with more of our listeners, like Ryan Hannigan, who just joined the chat and is already schlepping his show in the chat. Well done, Ryan. And honestly, though, I've found that over the past couple of years, I've really gotten away from like sitting down with a can of beer or a bottle of wine and really like getting into it, like notes and really focusing on what's in the glass. I'm more just like, I gotta drink this down. And so I'm looking to do a little bit more focused drinking in 2021. All right. So now as a team, as a collective, as the corporation that is We Like Drinking, we haven't talked about this because we may as well do it on the show. Right. That's where you make.
That's what we do. We spitball ideas.
That's where you meet your best
People
business.
in the reviews on iTunes, they tell us how bad they are. It's perfect. Very synergistic.
Excellent, Kristen. All right, so Ruyak, let's start with you. As far as the massive corporation WLD goes, what should we be doing for 2021?
Well, we should be getting together.
Getting together. Now,
the three of us.
The last time we did that, we kind of broke the world. Like we kind of broke the planet.
Yeah,
they couldn't handle it. It was like fucking.
They canceled it on us.
They did. I mean, yeah. The world said no, that can't happen. And
I don't think you're ready for this because WLD is too bootylicious.
Listeners, you really need to watch the show because Jeff Solomon just jumped on the bed behind him and started doing a booty shake while he was talking about being bootylicious. It was horrible and kind of awesome all at the same time.
Yeah, but how else are you gonna see me termopolium?
And then flash them titties. All right. So obviously 2021, we are all going to get together. Jeff Solomon, what else should the multi the conglomerate that is WLD put on our list of things to do?
Look, now here's the thing about the New Year's resolution is I don't feel like the end goal is something that needs to be confined to one stretch of time, right? But it's something that we start to put in motion. And this is why I love that along with our wonderful podcast listeners and downloaders, if you download and don't listen, fucking God bless you. But you know what I love is all the folks that do watch us live every Tuesday night, 7:30 Pacific, welikedrinking.com/show. I see their ideas in the comments, and I don't have the ability to write back with the setup that we have right now, but I see this all throughout it. And I just thought of the perfect idea because everybody's ears like turned up when Ruyak started to talk about Mexico and I started to talk about these like different locations. And people were talking about all the different places that they want to go. And I'm just thinking, why do you narrow it down to just one place? What if we did the We Like Drinking Long Beach to Catalina to Ensenada? Is that the name of the what if we did that? The Long Beach to Catalina to Ensenada. I'm totally getting that city wrong. Why don't we do the WLD cruise?
The tour, the brew cruise.
Everybody, I'm talking about everybody signs up to go on a boat together. Obviously, post-COVID. But we all like, let's do it. You always hear about everybody like doing like the New Kids on the Block cruise. Ours is going to be way smaller than that. It would be awesome.
All right, Jeff going big. I like it. Lori's in. Here we go. JVP, he's down. He's bringing the potatoes. All right. Let's see. Outside of that, finally get together. I am looking for us, based on some of the stuff that you guys received on last week's show. I'm looking for us really start putting out some content beyond the podcast. Some maybe brewer interviews, winemaker interviews, tastings, etc. Bringing you guys more content outside of the show. That's the big one. finally getting together. And then I know you guys don't want me to say it because you don't think we can pull it off, but I know we can. Releasing Bar Bucks. It's going to be happening. We are going the board game we've been talking about. I've been getting hit up by everybody asking about it. I know we've got over 200 words ready for it. And I know Jeff and John are working so hard to get more out there into it. We got the design for it. Everything's full steam ahead. Getting that done in 2021 is on the docket. It's going to happen. Look at the chat. Look at the chat blowing up. Everybody wants their hands on the Bar Bucks.
All 5 of them. Yep.
My eyes lit up. You go. There's 200 words in there. I go, Jesus, I got a lot of work to do. This is
No, that was 70
awesome.
apiece.
It's awesome. It's really
Wow.
cool. You guys are gonna love it.
Let me just tell you something. The wine words, they're pretty easy to come up with. The beer words, they're pretty easy to come up with. The spirit words, you trip and you come up with 5 words on the spirit categories. Pop culture is a pain in the butt. The pop culture ones are the hardest ones. So, yes, Cody, it has been added to the list. That is definitely one of the words. All right. So there you go. I love the chat. The chat is so much fun. So there you go. There are our resolutions for 2021. I can see everybody's getting bored of it because the viewership is dropping like mad. So therefore, it must be
Last call.
Last call.
last call.
What? I can't say anything until my little microphone in the bottom goes on mute.
You can use your finger on that thing and then you can talk whenever you want.
My fingers are just like potatoes.
You know what we do here, folks. We're looking a little bit.
This is a callback to a visual joke from last week. Everybody listening, they're all retching at home right now. Like, what are they talking about?
We're looking for a little bit of help from you, John Ruyega. If you want to follow us on the social media platforms, how can they do so?
Oh, okay. You can follow us on Twitter. That's We Like Drinking 1, a numeral 1. That's like one finger ling. Instagram, We Like Drinking, and the place where people hang out, especially on the weekends, the Tavern on Facebook. That's welikedrinking.com/tavern. If you're not part of it, ask for an invite. Our bouncer's really shitty, so we'll just say yes. Then you're in.
There's going to be a WLD t-shirt with a potato on it at some point in 2021. Just as a heads up.
The potato better have like censorship bars like all over it. It's not a pretty sight.
Solomon, if the folks have some thoughts what we produce here, where can they go to air their grievances?
I've got an idea. We Like Drinking shirt. It's got a potato on it, and it's got Tipper Gore just like screaming, like censorship all over it.
Oh wow! Tell us, do you guys like jokes about fingerling potatoes? Because I do. Tell us your favorite fingerling potato joke by leaving us an honest 5-star review in your favorite podcast catcher app. Fill in those 5 stars and tell us what you think goes best with fingerling potatoes.
And if you've done all that, and you're looking to do more, consider becoming a patron of the show. I can't even look at the chat anymore. Like I cannot.
My money was on D. Snyder, honestly. So there you go.
Visit welikedrinking.com/pledge to find out how, for as little as $1 a month, you can become a supporter of the show and keep the finger and poop jokes flowing. So consider helping us out. We could use the support. Where are we at? You can also find the show notes for this episode with all links to the stories or mentions we had at welikedrinking.com/episodes. All right. We've successfully kicked off or ended a year. So it's the time of the show where I get to say, okay, panel, let's take one last trip around this table and get some final thoughts before we shut off the lights. John Ruyak.
Final thoughts is it's been pretty apparent, what the struggles I went through the last month and a half or so, and I am feeling better. Still get really tired really quick, but don't worry about me. People, take care of yourself. Stay healthy. Have a good 2021. Let's do this 21 thing in a healthy way. Let's do that.
Let's do this back with a vengeance. Coming out of the cellar like Rat in the 80s. Woo! Jeff Solomon.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to echo that sentiment. It's like, let's all, focus on our health. Let's all, join a whole bunch of gyms and go. Just go for the first week. And then, keep the economy rolling. Don't cancel that membership just because you're not going anymore. But make sure that you got the little membership tag hanging off your keychain so you bring it up in conversation. Everybody, let's go pretend to get buff.
There you go. Because when you need guidance, We Like Drinking is here for you. And that's really,
yeah, man. And say words like creatine, that Nugenics. Is that what it's called? That's what Frank Thomas uses.
we really, yes, we produce a podcast. We should really be life coaches as well. People,
yeah. Knowing's half the battle.
You think our Patreon support is bad now? Can you imagine if we were life coaches?
Hey, man. The hardest part of the workout is getting started. You know what I'm saying?
Getting out of bed is the hardest part. First step is the hardest.
Yeah.
And with that, I'll say thanks again for joining us at the We Like Drinking podcast. At least we started the year with just as much fucking chaos as we ended the year.
Informer, name. A licky boo down.
Kristen is a certified health coach. Oh shit, Patreon. There we go. Brad, thanks WLD for an entertaining year. Happy to have discovered this podcast. Enjoy getting together on Tuesdays. Amen, Brad.
Oh, you're the best, Brad.
You are the best, Brad.
You and Brad from Swankville should hang out.
Just because they should start a podcast. You got two people with the same name.
Oh, here come the Brads. one more Brad, and we combined a kindergartner's book.
You nailed that joke, Solomon.
Lori wants to know who is sabering on New Year's Eve.
The Buffalo Sabres start training camp the very next day.
The hanging Brads. All right. Okay. Stop.
Okay. Howie Mandel over here. Okay.
Wait. Let me put a glove on my head. All right. I have I have a vintage bottle of champagne, okay? From 2011. So, my question is, do I open that for January on this New Year's Eve or next New Year's Eve, or do I wait for, a better celebration point?
How many Eccles?
Yes.
And this is a little like morbid. How many New Year's do you expect to celebrate left in your life?
I mean, at least 2.
Okay. So if you want to wait one more year, I'll give it to you. But like, come on, dude. As Stubb used to say, quit coveting, start drinking.
Lori says, open the bottle now. Do it now.
Yeah. Why do you have to wait for New Year's?
I guess it's just
Open it now.
Every
Open
day
it.
is a gift. That's why it's called the present.
Oh yeah.
Jim says, wait for a meal as opposed to a midnight woohoo moment. I think I kind of agree with that. Laura says, enjoy it now. Kristen says, let's be real. Thanks, Kristen. Jim, yep. All right. Everybody's saying don't wait. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to open it for New Year's. Cody says pop it now, or did he say poop it now? I mean, it's Cody, so it's got to be a fucking poop joke.
Make the wine the occasion. You know what I'm saying? Like, why does it have to be New Year's? If you're feeling like, oh, I want to do bubbles for New Year's, and you happen to have it, fucking open that shit up.
I'm thinking,
you know what I'm saying? Use a roller skate like you did a couple years ago.
That was an ice skate, not a roller skate.
Same difference.
No,
I mean, can anybody truly explain the difference between a roller skate and an ice skate? They're the exact same thing.
Yeah,
you can't take an infected tooth out with a roller skate. You can only do it with an ice skate.
Just give me a reason, pal.
Thank you, guys. I kind of agree with you. Yeah, I don't think it's really a New Year's thing. I think I think you wait a little bit, but yeah, a 10-year vintage champagne, I think it's going to be open this year, sooner rather than later.
How much do you think, John has more of like a economics background. John, if I bought a bottle of wine and I waited 10 years to drink it, what are like the hidden costs to holding on to that people aren't thinking about? I mean, like, how much did they really spend to save that bottle of wine?
Well, you may be getting a better value because you purchased it at a lower price relative than what it's worth at that particular point. So if you could just pick up a vintage, then you've actually gained. You've paid less for the enjoyment of it, but there's also the opportunity cost of having spent that money back then and not spending it on something else. So
also you have to ask how you were storing it.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously, if you're not keeping it in an Albuquerque garage at 90 to 115 degrees, then, that's the only way you really gain real value out of a vintage wine or beer.
Because really, I mean, storing it in a fridge, there's the electricity cost of keeping it.
Here's the thing. I mean, if you're doing that, unless you have a dedicated fridge, are you keeping it with other things? Those are sunk costs that you don't really need to consider.
I agree. I was just trying to be a dick.
Trying to show off that you got a fancy champagne. Wait. Oh, hey, Jeremy.
There's been a Pace Picante. Jeremy shows up. Jeremy, we already talked about you, man.
He's like, I know. I've been watching for the last hour.
Oh, man. All y'all love seeing you guys. You guys make it. Oh, wait. 71 Barolos don't complain about the cold. JVB has got the seller to raid. If anybody's ever looking to raid a seller. Jeremy, yeah, you're late, but that's what champions do, I guess, right?
Yeah. Dude. Alleged champions. We're gonna make like a nice like wooden asterisk trophy. Send it your way. I won during the COVID year. Congratulations, man.
I don't think I tasted the 62. Was it a port?
The Barolo he's talking about.
Yeah, Lori, he is. Like JVB is. I remember him getting. You need to stop sharing that wine at the wine tasting. Yes, I do. Remember that 62, Jim. I do remember that 62. It was amazing, and it put all the stuff that the wine folk brought to the show.
He's not allowed to in Rodney Strong ever again.
Off, Jeremy. All right. That was awesome, folks. Thank you all for showing up. Appreciate you. Hope you continue to join us in the new year. I know the last 2 weeks have been easy for a lot of folks to join because they don't have to get up and work in the morning. But we hope to see you here. You guys in the chat. I don't like.
We've got some interesting shows coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, man. Oh, I didn't even mention it. Is it next? Yeah, next week we have Laws Whiskey. Is that next week? Yeah, that's next week. We have Laws Whiskey coming on the show. They're out of Denver, a whiskey company, on to promote their port barrel whiskey, which we got some samples of. But I'm really interested to talk to these guys because I haven't seen a lot. I don't know if it's Steve or not, Ryan. But they're the first whiskey maker that I've seen that talks about terroir and how they're looking for the terroir of their grains in what they produce. Hold on, Ryan. Let me check. All right, so we got the 4-grain bourbon finished in port casks, and then we got their sampler pack. We've got the Henry Road straight malt whiskey. We've got the San Luis Valley straight rye whiskey. We have the 4-grain straight bourbon whiskey, and we have the Centennial straight wheat whiskey. I'm so excited to talk to them about it. So check out that one. What?
It's just funny. Like Hannigan, I think in the chat he was asking like, I don't think he cared which whiskeys you got. He was wondering if you got Steve Karowski.
Raj. Okay. Fuck it. All right. All right.
It's that double chocolate stout confusion going on.
It's empty.
And that, by the way, and the answer, Kristen, is you get Campari and Aperol.
You're good, Ryan. Sorry, I should have recognized that right away, but All right. We are going to let y'all go. Jeff's about to finish his dinner. I've got to get to mine. It was awesome seeing you all. Thank you all. Seriously, thank all of you that have joined to watch in 2020. It's been awesome having you guys join us. It really makes the show a lot more fun, I think. I listened to last week's show, and I was kind of worried that us talking to the people watching would kind of hinder the show, but I think it just makes it a lot more fun. So love you guys. Thank you all for joining in. We'll talk to you. What's that, John?
Guys. Thanks, guys.
See you later.
Yeah. Oh, thanks to everybody. Jeremy, if you're still watching, fuck you. I love you, buddy. Take care.
Dude, Jeremy, for real, your team was how you put that team together in this league was amazing.
It was like this weird, like zero RB fucking goat. Like his running back sucked. It was like
my running back sucked.
no, his running back sucked, and it makes sense. That's how you get that many good receivers. But for them to be consistently just fucking dominating all year long, like that's nuts.
All right. Love you all. Bye.
You won't win that way again next year. Bye.